We are so excited that you're here today to learn more about an exciting partnership with Clemson University on behalf of Charleston County's students. I want to thank Dean Gessman for being here in person with us and members of her staff today, as well as staff from Pinehurst Elementary who are here to talk about this exciting partnership with senior staff and our HR officials. You're going to learn more in just a moment about a new approximately $6 million grant that Charleston County has received in collaboration with Clemson University to expand the amazing co-teaching work that we've experienced over the course of the last few years at Pinehurst. Since 2022, Pinehurst Elementary has increased in its report card rating from unsatisfactory to 1 point from good. In addition to the exceptional leadership by Principal Paul Pelagi, the co-teaching model supported by this innovative team, these wonderful teachers, and our own senior leaders has created an environment where students can flourish. As the public knows, Pinehurst is comprised predominantly of ML students who need extra support, and this collaborative partnership suggests the power that Clemson believes it can have here locally to influence increased opportunity for all of our children despite the obstacles that they might face. So again, I want to thank Dean Gessman and her team for being here, for the exceptional work by Pinehurst educators who are overly committed to ensuring that all students have access and opportunity, and the creative thinkers in our HR team, Bill Brigman, Chief of HR, and Susan Watson Bell specifically, who have helped lead this effort alongside our CFO, our Chief Academic Officer, and our Associate Superintendent of Elementary Schools, Jennifer Swearingen. So I'll turn it over for a moment to the Dean to introduce her team and to say a few remarks before you hear directly from some of our teachers. Thank you again for being here to celebrate this outstanding partnership. Dean.
Okay, thank you so much, Superintendent Huggins. I'm absolutely delighted to be here representing the Clemson University College of Education. And as many of you know, Clemson is the state's land-grant institution and also a research-intensive institution of higher education. This project represents the best of us. It represents research-practice partnerships where we can learn from and with each other to advance public education in South Carolina and beyond. I'm really excited about this project because it will bring aspiring and novice teachers to the Charleston County schools, where they'll have a one-year apprenticeship where they co-teach with a specially trained mentor master teacher. We know this apprenticeship model makes a difference for the lives of children, and when we make a difference in the lives of children, we make a difference in the lives of families, and when we make a difference in the lives of families, we strengthen our communities, the wealth and prosperity of people, and certainly the economic vitality of our state, making it a top destination for business and industry. I'm so proud of this partnership that's been in place for a number of years. It's a model not only for the state, but for the nation. It is so extraordinary that I just have to share a few statistics about this particular grant. The funding comes to us from the U.S. Department of Education, their Education Innovation and Research Program. These are highly competitive grants, and in fact, would you believe that fewer than 7% of them are funded? And so this will give you an idea of how exceptional this project is, which brings me to an exceptional faculty member in our college and staff member, Dr. Laura Eicher, who is the principal investigator of this project and the Clemson lead for quite some time. So Dr. Eicher, I'd love for you to say a few words.
Thank you, guys. It is such an honor to be here to represent this Partners Grant and to get the funding for an already strong partnership that Clemson University has with the Charleston County School District. I can't say enough great things about the Charleston County School District and the team that I've worked with and how innovative they've been, and not only focusing on the students in the district and improving learning outcomes for them, but they're really thinking outside the box on how to attract, recruit, and retain the highest quality educators. So they're looking at the whole picture, and that's what this project is doing that we are so thrilled to be a part of. So this co-teaching apprenticeship year is going to benefit that novice teacher because they are going to get a 1-year paid on-the-job training that is so unique. Most teachers, of course, it is trial by fire, right? Like you are thrown in that classroom and no matter how well you think you're prepared, you just don't know until you face the challenges every day. This co-teaching apprenticeship year, they're gonna have someone by their side to do in-the-moment instructional coaching, providing feedback and mentoring while they're focused on student learning and meeting the needs of the students in that classroom. So that's really powerful to have more effective, confident educators. And after that co-teaching year, they're going to remain teaching in a North Charleston school in a solo teaching position, now better prepared to meet the needs of even more students outside of that co-taught classroom. Another, I think, really great unique feature is Charleston County and Clemson, we're not just thinking about new educators. What about the teachers that are already there, these great veteran teachers? We want to do all we can to keep them in the classroom. And so this pathway, this partnership will provide advancement career pathways for these veteran, experienced teachers that they will be able to become teacher leaders in their school. So often advancement for teachers means leaving the school and taking a position outside of the school. This is going to provide teachers to be leaders in their school, and they'll also receive a $5,000 stipend, so they're going to earn more money. And it's going to really retain our amazing teachers that we already have. So with that being said, I do want to focus on 2 amazing teachers that I've had the opportunity to work with for the last 2 years as part of this project. One of them is one of our novice teachers. He started as a first-year teacher at Pinehurst Elementary, and that's Maggie Van Tholener. And Maggie was in a co-taught classroom for a year with a mentor teacher. She is phenomenal. I've had the pleasure of seeing her teach. And then, of course, our veteran teacher, Miss Latasha Hightower-Hayes, who has finished all the 4 teacher leader endorsement courses, and she is continuing to mentor and be a leader in her school that I know that they are so thankful to have her. So I'd love for you to hear some words from them if we have a few moments to do that. So.
As a teacher leader at Pinehurst Elementary School, I am fortunate to be able to blaze the way for novice teachers to learn the trade of teaching and have transformative impacts on student learning. During our 2-year partnership with Clemson, Pinehurst have supported students in grades 1 through 5 across 20 classrooms. The collaboration involves co-teaching with 2 certified teachers providing rigorous core instruction and targeted small group remediation to students with diverse needs. During the program's first year, we saw significant student growth and overall increase in student achievement. In 2023 and 2024 school year, there was a 27.6 increase in student scoring on or above grade level on iReady reading when comparing fall to spring iReady scores, resulting in a 29.3 increase of student scoring meets or exceeds on SC Ready ELA test, which is a 7.4% increase from the previous year. Also, in the 2 years of the project, we have seen a significant decrease in the amount of summer learning loss in our students, with students maintaining or improving their scores. This year, we're also utilizing alternative pathway programs to provide select individuals from the Teach Charleston initiative with the opportunity to learn the trade of teaching while being mentored by a veteran teacher like myself in the co-teaching classroom. At Pinehurst, we are proud of the significant student growth and overall achievement of our students, and we expect substantial increases to continue.
Hello everyone, my name is Maggie Van Tholener. I am a novice teacher at Pinehurst Elementary. I teach in a 3rd grade co-taught classroom. I specifically teach math. As a novice teacher, we come out of undergrad feeling prepared, but also we are looking to inspire our students to become lifelong learners, which we want to model ourselves. So through the co-teaching program, we are able to continue our education in our master's program using the real-time education that we receive from our professors and from Clemson University. We get to apply those strategies and those teaching programs directly to our classroom, as well as being able to ask for assistance from our veteran teacher as well as our professors. In math, we have seen a 28% increase in our iReady data. My students specifically served a strong co-teaching classroom and increased over 200% from their fall to spring. We received a 31.2 meter exceeds percentile in SE Ready, which is a 10.5% increase. We are able to serve small group differentiation across a broad range of students' diverse needs, as well as bridge the gaps. When we are teaching in a co-teaching classroom, we have one teacher instructing while other teachers get to fill in those gaps, assisting in professional pacing, so that we are able to meet our students where they are and bridge those gaps to where they should be. Personally, I grew up in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, so I grew up right over the bridge, and I was not in a school that had a traditional multilingual, diverse setting. I was not exposed to it, and so when I came into Pinehurst Elementary, which serves over 700 students, many of them being multilingual learners, I felt unequipped. I was able to work with my veteran teacher in coming up with strategies that provided these students with exactly what they needed in real time. So I wanted to thank I'm so sorry. I wanted to thank Superintendent Huggins, Anita,
Yes.
for piloting this program, as well as Clemson University for providing us opportunities to really increase our students to be lifelong learners, as well as novice and younger teachers. Thank you. I'm so sorry, I'm a first-year teacher. I'm learning.
You did better than I did. Isn't that powerful? I have chills everywhere. Just hearing from passionate educators about the importance of quality teaching inside of classrooms. What's really important for the public to understand is that co-teaching done well is, again, a game changer for children. We're not talking about one novice teacher just assisting, running off papers, answering emails, talking to parents. We're talking about elbow to elbow, teaching alongside of veteran educators and really narrowing the gap of learning knowledge for all students. And we are so incredibly proud of the work. Unfortunately, Principal Pelagi could not be here today. He's at the University of Virginia learning more about continuous improvement and how to work with learners in various settings to elevate their achievement. It's also important for you as members of the media and the public to know that Pinehurst has the largest percentage of ML students of any other elementary school in the state of South Carolina. So that they are doing it and doing it well proves that it can be done. So we're certainly open to any questions that you might have from those specifically on the ground doing the work, or any questions you might have of the Chief of HR, Bill Brigman, whose team really has worked collaboratively with Clemson to ensure this is a solid partnership focused on student outcomes. So I'll turn it over to you all.
Start down the line. Do you have any questions? We can start with you. No? Okay. Go ahead.
I'm all right.
All right.
I have a question. Obviously, with Pinehurst and other North Charleston elementary schools having such a large population of multilingual learners, does part of this project focus on ensuring that some of these newer teachers are multilingual themselves, or just like the novice teacher was saying, talking about being more equipped to work with those students who maybe English is their second language, or just they are multilingual?
That is a great question. Bill, would you like to come up and talk a little bit about that? Specifically, we are always trying to hire diverse teachers in the Charleston County School District who are bilingual, as we have over 8,000 students now in CCSD that are bilingual and need those services. And so what we believe this grant will do specifically is help us expand this project to 2 other North Charleston schools, specifically Dunston Elementary and North Charleston Creative Arts, because what we're trying to do is move outside of the incubator that's been established at Pinehurst to apply the best practice there to other schools across the district with high populations of ML students who might need this support. So it's a great question. Bill, I don't know if you might have anything you'd like to add.
Apparently I do. So what I will say, as far as the kind of the history of this whole concept and working with Clemson, for me as the head of HR going back to around 2018, was knowing how many of our brand new teachers were coming out of College of Ed programs and not always prepared to work in our highest poverty schools. So that was a real concern for me when it pretty much came to teacher turnover, teachers starting to look at other schools, maybe more affluent schools, and how do we address that? So that initially, more than the ML part of this, was the whole concept of taking our veteran teacher partnered with a brand new teacher and then offering a master's degree to that teacher as part of retention. So I don't know, I'm answering your question on the ML piece. It's kind of morphed into the fact that we landed at Pinehurst initially and now we're expanding to 2 other elementary schools. This was some of my project in the beginning. Then Susan Watson Bell has just run, more than I could imagine. And I don't know if you have something to add, Susan, on the ML part, or I'll step back.
So as Bill said, we started just focusing on that co-teaching part to make sure that our teachers are taken care of, that we are providing the support that they need. And this really has, as we've learned more and more about the population at Pinehurst, has grown into something else where we've had a lot more flexibility to address those immediate needs of our ML learners because we have people who are working not 50% of the time, not one teacher teaching 50% and the other 50%, but they're both working 100% of the time. And yes, it absolutely is a bonus if we have an adult in the room that is bilingual, but just to have the 2 adults who can provide all of these additional services for students and for communicating with families has really been powerful and made this successful.
This will also allow us the opportunity to partner with some HBCUs as we look to go full circle on your question, as we look to attract. Dr. Eicher mentioned earlier recruiting and retaining the best. And so we do intend to work collaboratively, even more so with some of our HBCUs. And Susan, if you'd like to speak to that a bit.
Sure. So we are going to be recruiting from a number of different places. So if when we have a recruiting event coming up in February for all of our schools, we will be focusing on this as an option for people who would like to do co-teaching and they were traditionally trained. As we mentioned earlier, we also are looking for career changers who were not traditionally trained in education but have decided that this is how they're interested in proceeding in their career. And through Teach Charleston, our homegrown alternative certification program, we are able to train teachers or train them to become teachers. We provide really intensive coaching as well to make up for not having that 4 years of traditional education. And so we have a lot of different innovative ideas that have come together with this grant. I know when we were first talking about this many months ago, we just had layer and layer and layer and layer of different opportunity built into this. So it's been a very exciting process to go through, and we have a lot of work ahead of us, but we're excited about where it will take us.
We're certainly open to any other questions you might have. Yes, please.
Yeah, on retention, and maybe if I missed this, I apologize. But when a novice teacher joins the program, are they required to stay in a certain school for an amount of time after their 1 year co-teach, or is it more so the program itself is meant to entice staying in one of these schools where they grow comfortable?
That's a great question. Dr. Eicher, would you you, Susan, like to take that and you could just stay up here.
So we are not requiring them to stay in the particular school they co-taught. We are hopeful that they are going to continue to remain teaching in a North Charleston elementary school. And to support that, we are going to be offering 2 additional years of induction support once they become a solo teacher. And so we will have a project manager from Clemson who lives in Charleston. So we're going to have a little piece here too in Charleston. And then in addition to a project manager that Charleston County has hired, he's going to visit these novice teachers in the classroom every month. We have which is really interesting, which is also different, the mentor teacher who was with them as a co-teacher. We have built into the budget that we can pay for substitutes and class coverage for them to even spend a day a month in the classroom with that new teacher when they're solo teaching. And so we think with the monthly seminars and all the support that we're giving them, a $2,000 sign-on bonus to stay in a North Charleston elementary school, we are hoping with all of those things that they're going to want to stay on their own, and we're real hopeful for that. Thank you.
Valerie?
Yeah, I wanted to know why North Charleston Elementaries particularly?
That's a great question, Valerie. So we targeted these schools because they have our highest population of ML students. And this was actually a project that grew out of the creative brains around you and an exceptional leader, Paul Pelagi, who is very passionate about it, describes it as a game changer for Pinehurst, and attributes the work to much of the work that is led by exceptional educators. I cannot undervalue the power of an exceptional leader, and you see the passion in the 2 to my left here. So because these schools have our highest populations of ML students, we targeted these areas to ensure that students and teachers had the support that they need. It's no secret that we traditionally trained educators, of which I'm one, a recovering English teacher, we're not trained necessarily with skills to meet the growing demands of ML populations. We're just not. And so we're working feverishly inside of Charleston County to equip our teachers to do that. But this growing partnership with Clemson allows us to be exceptionally thoughtful about that early on. So I could have just answered the question with one sentence. We focused on these schools because of the high population of ML students and their needs. Thank you. Do we have any more questions? You good? Okay. News 2, do you have anything, my friend?
I'm good.
You sure?
Yep.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Going off of Valerie's question a little bit, I think it'd be great if we could maybe hear from either of the 2 teachers about, with a large population of multilingual learners in your classroom, how it helps to have an extra set of eyes, an extra set of hands in the classroom with you.
Ladies, microphone's yours.
Right. So co-teaching in the classroom is powerful because we co-plan, we co-teach, we reflect together, and our goal is to make education accessible for every child. And we're able to do that by having really intense small group instruction. So while I'm working with a group of, let's say, more proficient readers and writers, because my focus is literacy, my co-teacher may be working with a group of students who are developing their reading and writing and speaking and listening skills, and providing them with that targeted instruction, whether it's phonics, vocabulary, or any of the other areas. And she's able to work with them one-on-one, or I may work with a small group of 3. We're able to truly instruct them where they are and meet their individual needs, their social emotional needs, their academic needs. We are able to track their progress. We're able to praise them and motivate them to continue to achieve. And they know that every day they're going to have that interaction with their teachers. And having 2 teachers is really special because we can interact with every single child every day. We can have those conversations and build relationships because we know that it starts with building a relationship with the children. And when there are 2 teachers in the classroom, Every child gets the attention that he or she needs. And when a child feels safe, feels loved, he or she wants to achieve, wants to learn, wants to grow, and we're there for it every day.
I will also say that going off that personal connection, teachers have different styles of teaching based on how you were trained or based on your personality that may not always fit with the student at hand. So having two teachers in the classroom, you're able to, like we said, co-assess, co-instruct, co-plan to come up with the best strategy to serve that particular student. We are able to see differentiated groups across multiple grade levels. I, being a third grade teacher, have students at kindergarten level all the way up to fifth grade level, and essentially we can't teach that at the same time. So by having two teachers, we are able to meet the student where they are. We can't control how they come in, but we can control how much they grow.
That's right. I've got a question for Maggie, so I'm going to switch the script a little bit. Maggie, can you tell us how many languages you speak?
I speak 2 languages.
Okay, and in how many countries have you lived, including the one you're about to move to at some point in the near future?
I have lived in 3 separate countries. I've lived in New Zealand, the United States, and next year Spain.
Okay, so this is why I'm asking you these questions. One of the things I want to be sure we recognize is that North Charleston Schools, sorry y'all, has an embarrassment of riches. And I say that because I really want us to elevate the richness that these students and families bring, the linguistic and cultural richness to our communities. And so this is an opportunity not only for our students, but for our broader community. And I really think our multilingual learners and their families are an incredibly untapped natural resource that we have the opportunity to lift up and learn from their funds of knowledge, and it will just enrich your entire school district. So I just wanted to bring that to the fore, and I appreciate that you're bringing that to your classroom yourself as someone who is well-traveled and multilingual. So Maggie, thank you.
Very much.
Maggie, who gave you permission to go to Spain?
Is it just a summer trip?
Yeah, it's a summer trip.
Okay, as long as it's just a summer trip. Okay.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure, because I've got HR over there. Do you have any other questions for us?
I think that's so powerful, Dean. Thank you for adding that.
My pleasure.
Valerie, anything else? Well, again, we really appreciate you being here, and I can't thank the Clemson family enough. Go Tigers, for acknowledging our team, the great teachers we have, and recognizing the importance of meeting the needs of all students. So thank you again for being here.